I feel like I had fought Thanos, y'all. I feel like I had really conquered the whole universe trying to just get back home to my little book bag that I had with like my stuff, you know. But I left my charge. I to this day don't know why did I do this. So I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. The pressure is getting worse. Welcome back, Jews and Jems, to my channel. We are here with another story time. So, I don't know what the title of this is gonna be. Honestly, I don't. Ooh, child. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Shaye. The channel is just Shaye. I make Storytime vlogs, travel vlogs, day in the life, weekend in the life, try on hauls. And I used to do stripper vlogs. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. For my Jews and Jems, make sure your post notification bell is on because YouTube is a hater. And last but not least, to my 2 Live crew, what it do? Yeah, okay. Give me very much frightening. So it's been like a week since I actually posted. I do apologize. I really do. And I almost didn't sit down and post this, but I said, before you leave out the house and go to the gym, you need to get on your Zoom. Every morning you need to get on your Zoom. So I said, damn, I got on my Zoom because I don't want to get fired. So, but this week has been so crazy, you guys. So let me just say this caveat before we get into the story time. Okay, listen. Y'all know YouTube is not my main source of income, and it's not my only source of income. I have a 9-to-5, and this month has been a very prosperous month off of YouTube. And I told you I had a private a bachelor party. Well, it was an anniversary party, not a bachelor party. Anniversary party Friday that just passed, which was a good one. I didn't do this was supposed to actually be a money count one, but we ended up changing out all our ones for big bills at the end of the night. So yeah, it was no point in me doing a money count video with y'all because all it was big bills. But yeah, long story short, that happened. It was a good little night. And then last night I went out again, and girl, I don't know if you can tell by my eyes, I'm barely alive. I just finished a protein shake to give me some life. But April has been a busy month. And yeah, just so y'all can know what kind of shirt I got on. But let's get straight into the story time. We back in college. Let's take it back. So this was 2018, I want to say. It was the summer of me going into my junior/senior year, because if you guys are new to my channel, I actually graduated college in 3 years and not 4 years. And half of my junior year was actually me being a junior, and then the spring semester 2019 I was a senior. So I didn't get a junior fall semester, junior senior semester, junior spring semester. So over the summer going into my junior year, my mentor, who I was really close with, if you guys go back to She Snatched My Wig Off Storytime, this is who I'm referring to. So everybody call her One Leg, so we'll call her One Leg for the story time, right? And I'm not making that name up. Like, that was her nickname, and I think that was her line name when she crossed, something like that. But everybody call her One Leg because she has one leg. She has a prosthetic on one of her legs. So, but that was my girl. So it was her time to graduate. You guys know she came back to undergrad because the Delta chapter was opening back up. You know, Triangle Girls, we call them here. The Triangle Girls, their line was finally coming back on campus at FLOMO. She wanted to cross. She came back. She did a couple classes, and she finally graduated, right? So she invited me to her graduation. The way college is set up at FLOMO, they give you a certain number of tickets. So she wanted to make sure I was one of those people that got to actually sit in her graduation. Because we was, like, real tight, y'all. We went back like 4 fats on the Cadillac, you know. So she was like, I really want you to be there. My family, everything that's going to be there, this, that, and third. And I want to make sure that you get one of these 10 tickets. Okay. I was like, the only thing is, you know, I live in Lakeland, which is about 3.5, 4 hours, depending on traffic, down to Miami Gardens. So I'm gonna have to get a hotel and things like that. She was like, oh no, don't worry about that, because her best friend, her best friend, she was also coming from New Mexico, which me and her are on the same org. So she was like, I'm actually getting a hotel room for her, so when she comes down here, so what I will do is make sure that you also can stay as well. We'll just do like a little girls little thing, so we'll stay for the weekend. I was like, okay, cool. So I don't have to worry about where I'm gonna sleep at, whatever. So she was like, I'm putting us up at a really nice hotel. By the way, it was really nice. And we'll do it that way. You two have your own beds. We'll hang out. I'll share the room with you guys. Get ready there. You guys meet me at Flomo for graduation. Everything will be good. So I'm like, cool. Now, mind you, I did not have a car. So I was like, ooh, okay, so now I need to handle how am I going to actually get down there. And at first, my mom was like, well, I really don't want you to fly, because if you fly, then you have to be at the airport. Who's going to pick you up from the airport? And she's going to be very busy. You know, graduation, you running around. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. When I graduated, it was a lot of me running around. I drove back down to Miami Gardens like 2-3 days before graduation to get things in order, and you know, they had all these events and things like this, and taking pictures and the walkthrough and the getting your cord. So I was like, she was like, you don't want to, you know, make that her burden, so don't fly, because she may not be able to come get you right when you land. You might be stuck at the airport for a while, so just get on the bus. I was like, ooh, okay, well, I'm getting on the bus. Bought my little Greyhound ticket, round trip. It was Mother's Day weekend. They always do graduation Mother's Day weekend at Flomo. I hate that for us, because I want to spend time with my mama. Like, I don't want Mother's Day weekend to be about me graduating. I wanted to, you know, it's cute, but I ain't trying to share the spotlight. So I just don't understand why they always do that. Like, always. But anyways, I was like, I told her Mother's Day is on Sunday. I have to be back for Mother's Day. Like, I'm not going to hear the end of it from my mama if I don't be back home. So she was like, cool. So my trip there, it took like 7-8 hours. You know how it is on the Greyhound. Girl, it could be 3 hours up the road. It's going to take you 6 hours on the Greyhound. So I was like, okay, it's going to drop me off at the Greyhound, like, stop was like, I think maybe 20 minutes up the road from the hotel that she had booked. And we was staying in, what we was staying in? It wasn't Aventura. It couldn't, no, it wasn't. It was, I can't remember that city. I can't remember the city that we were staying in. We was not staying in Miami Gardens, y'all. So, I can't remember. It was in Broward. So, if you're not familiar with down south, Miami-Dade is where Miami is. Like, actual Miami Gardens, Opelika, stuff like that. But like, when you hear people say Broward, that's Pembroke Pines, Hollywood, you know, that, you know, but you got to really be living down there to know the difference, because people just say South Florida, think it's all Miami. No, ma'am. So it's a big difference. The hotels are a big difference. When I go back down to Miami to see my peeps and hang out and eat good, and stuff like that, I only stay in Broward County, because the prices in Miami-Dade for the hotels versus the quality and versus the ratchetivity, it's just not going to work for me. So I always just give me Broward, a hotel in Broward, please. So, yeah, but that's just me. So she had got a place in Broward that was like 20 minutes away from the Greyhound stop. Picks me up. We balling out the whole weekend. We have a fun. Graduation goes off with a hit. She was beautiful. Everything was good. Her family came up, showed out. Best friend, me and best friend. Now, it was a little small little tiff, a little riff on the first day, because she didn't want to put neither one of our name on the room, and the place was so upscale that they would only give additional keys for the people who were listed on the room, and she didn't want to put our names on the room. But then she was like, oh, let's go here, let's go there, or she would leave, and then she wouldn't give us a key. And I'm like, now we stuck in the room because we can't get back in the room, because if we go downstairs, you don't want to put our name. It was a whole thing. So then best friend we had a little disagreement the first night, because she was like, you keep leaving because you got to do stuff for graduation, but then you also not giving us a key. This doesn't make sense. You're not even here 75% of the day. Like, we need a key or we need our name on the room. So then she realized the error of her ways. Like, oh yeah, okay, that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not giving you a key, but I'm also not putting your name on the room. So she gave us a key. So I'm like, thank you. So now we can move around the hotel. It had the glass elevator. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the glass elevators, where like when you're going down, you can see the entire hotel from the elevator. Very beautiful. The entire thing was very beautiful. So just top of the line, gorgeous, down from the bar, the restaurants. She really did a good job. But it was time for me to leave, and this is where the story time starts. I think I realized what I'm gonna make the title, but I told her the morning of Sunday, my Greyhound, I'm gonna throw a random time out because I can't remember what time it actually was that my Greyhound left, but like at 9:30. Let's say departure was 9:30. So I told her the night before when we were all hanging out, I say, listen, we can hang out, but I'm putting these alarms on. I need you to be up and take me to the stop, because best friend also didn't have a car, and she was, oh, was she already gone? She left earlier than me because she was going to the airport. So best friend had left. Now her flight was like 7 or something like that. So she tried to wake up one leg, and girl, she told her bye from the bed. Like, yeah. So she called herself an Uber or whatever, whatnot. Mind you, I'm still a college student at this time, and I really hadn't. This is kind of what kick-started me to be like, I'm going to start dancing. Because I hadn't started dancing until June 2018. That was my first time, like, when I got tired of keep being broke and being put in situations like this is what pushed me to being a dancer, right? So, best friend left out, got her Uber, whenever. I didn't have no money for the Uber. I wasn't even paying my own phone bill at the time. Let me tell you that. I had 2 phones, and only I had 2 phones because my godmom, her sister, she had been paying my phone bill, and I've been on her line since like I was 15 or 16 when I was babysitting for them, if y'all remember what I said, right? And so she had got me a birthday present. She upgraded my phone. So I had, I want to say it was the 10 at the time, and then I had the 8. So the way it was set up, it was really weird. So the way it was set up, that phone hadn't turned off yet. So it was really weird. Long story short, I had 2 phones in my possession. They both were on with Verizon. So just so y'all know when we get later down the line. But I didn't have no money on. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:30, so I'm trying to wake her up like, hey, it's time to get up. So she rolling around. She like, oh, give me a couple more minutes. I'm like, well, we didn't start leaving out the door. It's 8:45. You know, I had to get there, check in, make sure they get bag my luggage, because I had a suitcase. They had to go underneath the bus. So I'm like, y'all, like, come on, we got to hurry up. Like, every morning you got to get on your Zoom. So I'm trying to hurry up and get her out of bed, At this point, it's like 9 o'clock when she finally gets up and she starts to get dressed. I'm like, you don't have to fully get dressed. You can come back here and check out. Like, check out is at 11. I need you to just throw some clothes on and take me, because I don't want to miss the bus. Like, I can't afford to miss this bus. So she like, okay, we finally leave out the door. It's like 9:15. Mind you, I told you, the throwed out time I used was 9:30. It was a 20-minute drive. So, girl, I'm like, oh my, I'm stressing out. So now when we're in the car, I'm going off on her. I'm like, I told you yesterday that my bus leave at 9:30 on the dot. I gave you the paper where it showed the printout of the departure time. You, like, come on, this is so inconsiderate. I came way out here. The only thing I asked you is to make sure I got back home so I can still spend time with my mama for Mother's Day. Because if not, she's going to chew me up and eat me alive. Like, this is so selfish of you. So she like, no, I just had a long night. Mind you, she was not a drinker. So it wasn't like she was, had a hangover or anything, because we weren't drinkers. So I'm just like, no, this like really, really messed up of you. Like, you heard those alarms going off. I've been trying to wake you up. Even your best friend tried to tell you bye. You didn't even get up for her. So it's just like, if I miss this bus, I don't really have a plan B unless you about to drive 4 hours up to Lakeland. I don't know. So she like, I'm sorry, whatever. We gonna just try to hurry and get there. So we finally get there, girl. It is 9:35. when we got there. So I'm rushing in. I left her in the car because, again, she's only got one leg. So I'm not trying to make you run. So I grab my suitcase, I run to the front counter, and I'm seeing that there's no buses in the little thing. So I'm getting nervous, like, oh, please just let the bus be delayed. Just please let the bus be delayed. So I run up to the counter. I gave the lady my little printout papers because, you know, back in the days, like, we didn't really like have like email confirmations, but we had email confirmations. But it was better if you brought the printout paper. So I brought the printout paper, you know. So she was like, oh, that bus just left. So by the time she's saying this, one leg is walking in the door. So I'm like distraught. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I don't work well under stress, and I make that known to everybody. I make that known to everybody that I don't work well under stress. Some people be like, oh yeah, pressure is where pipes are busted and diamonds are made. Baby, you want to bust these pipes, you're going to see somebody on the floor huddled in a fetal position. Because my brain just can't function when it's too much, like, it's too many elements going on at once. My brain needs silence in order for me to work efficiently. So I just was like, what the absolute? I was like, I told you it was gonna make me miss our bus. She literally just said the bus just left. So I was like, is it anywhere I could just drive and catch it? Like something is that, because, you know, sometimes they'll have multiple stops and they won't be like terribly far away from each other. She was like, the next stop is not until Lake Placid. And I'm like, oh no. Lake Placid for me is like 3 hours from here, not even, no, 2 hours. It's like a 2 hour mark from Miami Gardens up. So if I drive to Lake Placid right now, that's 2 hours. So basically she's saying I have to drive halfway there to catch it. So I'm like, oh no, that's terrible. I was like, we can't do that. Lake Placid is too far of us to catch that bus. So now she's talking to the lady because I'm just now like, whoa, like, I really don't have any money to stay here another day, and I don't have a backup plan. Like, I really wasn't working. Like, I was doing, you know, the little, was I working at Winn-Dixie yet? No, that was 19. I was working at Publix, but I was already transferred to the Plant City location. So they were waiting on me to come back. So I'm like, I don't have additional money. I'm making like $2 something every week. If that, I'm still paying my car note and my car insurance. So like, I'm really not making no money for real. So I'm just like, I don't have no additional spare change. This is why I don't travel broke now, because I remember how I felt traveling broke then. So I make sure my funds are available and my credit card is always on hand. But I just like, yeah, oh my God, I know. So I'm in the corner freaking out because this little dirty, raggedy Greyhound stop is not it. Like, at all. So I call my mom, I'm like, yeah, Mom, I told one leg that we need to get up and get out the door, and she need to get on her Zoom every morning at 10 o'clock. And she didn't get up and take me out until 9:15. We got here at 9:35, and the bus had literally just left. So I really don't know what to do. She's talking to the lady at the front counter, seeing if she can maybe figure out something. Maybe there's another bus. We don't know yet. They want us to meet in Lake Placid, and at the time, my mama, she was going through something with her car, so she was like, I can't even come down there and get you because I might get there, then we gonna get stuck. And I'm like, please don't make me laugh right now. I can't. Not right now. I can't do this. So I just like, okay, Mom, you know, I just wanted to let you know because I know my mom will really be, she just got to do every holiday together. I'm like, Mom, I don't even celebrate holidays, but my mom be like forcing me to do holidays, right? So she's like, you know how I feel about my holidays. And I'm like, I know how you feel about your holidays, girl. So I'm like, I'm going to call you back whenever I find out. So then I go back over to the counter. I'm like, is there anything that you guys are able to like see, maybe fix, work out? I don't know, like if maybe I paid a little bit more money, maybe we could stop the bus or something. So she was like, no, it's okay, young lady. We actually have a bus coming in about 2 hours. So like 11. We have a bus coming in like 2 hours. It leaves, and you can get on that bus. We won't charge you additional. It's a lot of open seats on that bus. It's going also, the final stop is to Lakeland. So I'm just like, okay, perfect. But she was like, the only difference is this stop has to make a stop in Tampa first, and then they'll take you to Lakeland. So it's going to be a little bit more time. Now, you know, that's the only thing I have to, you know, let you know, that it's not gonna be the 6 hours that beforehand that you had with the other bus. It's probably be about 7-8 hours. So I'm like, okay, at this point I don't care, just get me home. So she like, okay. I said my goodbyes to one leg, we hug, I go sit down at this stop, and I'm just watching videos on my phone. Bus comes, I get in my luggage, I get on a bus, I get my own like little row. It really was not a lot of people on this bus at all, like she said. So everything's going smooth. So now we are in Lake Placid. It's 2 hours, well, the halfway mark, let's call it that. We're in Lake Placid. You know how they do every so often with the additional stops along the way to let people off. There's also like big rest stops they'll take where everybody can get off and pee, doo-doo, buy coffee, whatever the case may be. So this was one of the stops. So it was a Love's mixed with was it Arby's? Or it was a restaurant. I can't remember which restaurant, but it was a Love's gas station, like trucker stop gas station, mixed with another restaurant. I can't remember the name right now. So he was like, hey, we're gonna be here for about 30 minutes. So if you need to pee, use bathroom, I was scared to get off at first. Why? Because I just was socially awkward and scared and stuff like that. So I didn't get off at first, but then I started to have to pee and I was hungry. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to get off. Oh my God, I don't want to get off. So I'm like, trying not to get off. He was like, okay, we got about 10 more minutes. So if you do need to do something, hurry up, run inside. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna go. So what my dumb ass did, I don't know to this day why I did that. I grabbed my purse and my little book bag that I had with like my stuff, you know. But I left my charge. I to this day don't know why did I do this. I wanted to think somebody was stealing something. I don't know. But I had my charger in a little plug socket, and I had put my blanket like over the part where the phone would be connecting, and I sat it there. So maybe because I didn't want somebody to think that was an open seat, and they sat there because I took my book bag and I brought both my phones. So I went out, used the bathroom. I'm looking. It's still 2 buses there because there was 2 buses that had pulled in, my bus and another bus. So I'm like, okay, the bus still there. I'm checking. So then I go run over to the restaurant, grab I don't remember what restaurant it was. All I know is I was in line, got my food fairly quick. I wasn't even in the place 10 minutes. I come back. When I finally walk over, it's 2 buses there, but the bus that I know for a fact I was parked like in, because they tell you your bus number. So on the front of the 2 buses that's there, my bus number's not there, and that slot that I remember for a fact walking up to is very much empty. So I'm like, wait, what? So I asked the bus next to me, I'm like, hey, I was on bus da-da-da-da. Did they just leave? And he was like, yes, ma'am. That bus literally just pulled off like 1 minute ago. I was like, I was on that bus. And so he was like, give me a second. Let me try to radio him and see if they can pull over. So I'm like, what? So now I want to cry, because did I just get left from the Greyhound 2 times in a row today? What the fuck? I'm just like, this cannot be happening. And I couldn't get mad at nobody but myself, because I waited to get off the bus to the last 10 minutes. Like, I heard him tell everybody to get off. Instead of me just getting off, I sat there scared to get off the bus. So now, you know, life lesson, I don't do stuff like that. If the plane say we gonna be here for 15 minutes, go ahead and get off and get y'all a snack, or you got 10 more minutes before the plane board, baby. If I ain't pee before the 15-minute mark was announced, I don't pee. I don't pee when I get on that plane. I don't even play no more, because baby, I done been left twice in one day. So I'm sitting there, the guy's like trying to call the dude, but he's not answering, because I guess they knew each other from working, you know. So he was like, go to the front and I'll wait. He was like, yo, lady, I'll wait for you. We got about 15 more minutes before we pull off, and this bus actually just got here. So go inside. The guy at the gas station, I can't remember the guy's name, talk to him. So at this point now I'm calling my godmama and my mama and my godmama's sister who paid my phone bill. I'm calling all them. Everybody's panicking, freaking out. She was like, do you have both of the phones? Are they both charged? I'm just like, yeah, but I don't have the charger because my left the charger on the bus. So now I'm thinking somebody got my blanket and my charger. So I'm just like, oh my God. So he's radioing the people, he's like, they're already about 10 minutes away. He can't stop. But good news for you, young lady, there's another bus, and its final stop is in Tampa, and it's pulling in about 10 minutes. I'll go ahead and talk to him. Let me call him now, see if we can add you on that bus. If there's any seats, you can sit there, and then when you get to Tampa, you got to figure it out. So I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. The pressure is getting worse. So I'm like, what the freak? Like, good thing I took my book bag, because I was like 0.1 seconds from not bringing my book bag, because I was like, oh no, I'm gonna run in there really quick. But I also was like, what if somebody go rummaging through your bag while you off the bus? So part of me was like, thank goodness that I actually, although I didn't bring my charger, thank goodness that I actually brought my actual book bag with all my stuff, because then what? You know, I would have been looking crazy. So I wait now at this gas station, Love / probably Arby's or something, and I get some more food and snacks, because I'm like, if they have another stop, I'm not getting off, or I don't want to get off. So I'm just sitting there. I'm just at this point like, why is this my life? I try to do something nice for a friend. I am going through it. So the bus pulls in, the people start getting off. I get on the bus, because I can't, God, dog it, this day just get longer and longer. So my mama is really stressed out for me right now. She's like, I just want you to make it home at this point. That could be your Mother's Day gift to me. I don't want nothing else. I don't want a car. I don't want a blanket. I don't want a pillow. I just want you to make it home, because I'm stressed out. So I'm like, okay. I called my godmama. I'm like, they've changed the location. I'm not going to be ended up in Lakeland. I'm going to be by a destination in Tampa. And like I told you, at the time, Mama was having some difficulties with her car, so she couldn't drive over to Tampa to come pick me up. So my godmama agreed, okay, I'm going to bring, you know, the boys will be with me, but I'll make sure that I can pick you up, right? So at this point in time, I'm just like, I remember we had stopped at Wendy's. Now, given this bus driver was more responsible is the word I'll use, because he did like a head count. So he was like, hey, I'm getting off with y'all. This is our final stop for the night. We got about 2-3 more hours before we actually make it to Tampa. So if you want to get some real food, something that's going to sit on you, go ahead, and we all going to get off. This is the first time I ever ate the Davy single. And I was hooked. I was hooked after that. I had got me a Davy single, right? The #1, I think it is. Got to Wendy's. He did a head count. We was getting back on the bus. He made sure everybody was back on the bus. Boom, we got to Tampa, right? So now I'm in Tampa. She picks me up. We're trying to figure out, did the bus in Lakeland already make it to the stop? Because you got to remember, my bag is on the bus. That final destination is Lakeland. And the Greyhound is like the airport. When the plane, they take all the luggage off. They don't say, oh, Susie's here, Bernard's here. No, they say, everybody that's stuff underneath this plane getting off and going to baggage. So that they do the same thing. They take everybody's stuff from underneath the bus, and then they put it inside for baggage. Or if you're standing there, you grab it. But I'm like freaking out now, because I'm like, you know, people are opportunistic. And at the time, I just had my cute little pink little carry-on bag. But still, it's just like, it's stuff in there that's of value. Stuff that I still have to this day. So I'm just like, oh my God, I really need to make sure I find my bag. So we get there. She goes inside with me to ask the guy about the bus, because this was like the headquarters, right? So we go inside to ask about the Lakeland bus. I get him the bus number and see if he can figure out if they've already made it to Lakeland, if I could catch them. This is the tea. So he's like, oh no, they actually haven't logged in that they've made it to Lakeland yet. So they may have had a little difficulty on the ride. So I can radio him and see how far away they are, to let you know if you'll be able to make it in time when they're taking the bags off the whatever it's called, the bus. So he calls the guy. He's like, oh, we about 30 minutes out. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, your best bet is try to get over to Lakeland. And then if not, they'll keep it there. They'll have it over there in lost baggage. Girl, we is racing the clock. Racing it. Because y'all don't live in Lakeland. So y'all don't understand. It's homeless city over there by the bus terminal for the Greyhound. It's like a lot of homeless people over there. So mind you, like, all it takes is 1 second for somebody to steal your stuff. So my mind is thinking, like, I know the population over in this area. I also know that they're not sitting there watching your bag until it's picked up. So it's just like, if they see that there's been a bag left behind, then they're going to put in a loss. But they're not going around checking everybody's ticket and making sure they're picking up their actual bag. So I just was like, people know that I got left because my blanket is still on the thing and probably my charger, but child, somebody probably stole it. So I'm just thinking, like, I get my blanket and I gotta get my thing. So we get there. By the time we get there, the bus had already made it. The bus had already took all the people's stuff off. It was empty. All the people were gone. I'm just like, wow. So we go inside, talk to the lady. She was like, oh yeah, the driver turned in his blanket. It's the blanket that's in my office, y'all. So like, he turned in his blanket. So we didn't know who blanket it was. There was no name or nothing attached to it. So it wasn't our lost pal. So I described the blanket to her. She gave me the blanket. And I was like, I'm also looking for a pink small carry-on size luggage suitcase with a pull handle. Girl, you had to describe the luggage, child, before they'll give it to you. And then I had to show her my little printout paper with my name on it, because they put like a little, I don't know how they do it now, but back in 18, that's what they did. They had put like a little thing around your little luggage so that they knew who luggage was whose. So she was like, okay, perfect. And then she pulled out my little bag from around the corner, girl. And I just felt so vindicated. I feel like I had fought Thanos, y'all. I feel like I had really conquered the whole universe trying to just get back home to the little ass city. Like, I just really went through a lot in one day. And let me tell y'all, after I got my luggage, my grandmama dropped me off at my mama's house. Mama was so happy I made it home alive, right? In one piece. After that situation, I'm not lying to y'all. That was May 2018. I got a car June 2018. I started dancing June 2018, y'all. After that, I promise I'm never going nowhere broke again. I'm not going out the country broke. I'm not going out the city broke. I'm not even going out the county broke. I can't be dependent on the Greyhound. I had made it my point to never be in that situation again. Like, I was so stressed out from being left so many times in my luggage, having to go fight, look, scramble and duck and shuck and drive to get this little piece of luggage. Baby, I said, no, man, we ain't never doing it again. If I had to go back down to Miami Gardens for my school back and forth, you know, for anything, I don't care if it's just a return back for the next semester. Baby, I'm not going through the stress no more. Baby, I got that car. Y'all remember the booger. Y'all remember the booger. Y'all remember the hatchback booger, baby. Yeah, y'all remember very much was paid off. I had paid that little sucker off super quick. Baby, I'm talking about I was in here. I didn't care. I was working Instacart, shipped, stripping, Publix. Baby, I had 5 jobs. I didn't care. If I wasn't at Instacart, I was at Shipping. If I wasn't at Ship, I was at Publix. If I wasn't at Publix, baby, I was at the club. Baby, I was working. I had 5 jobs. I kept it moving. I would get off of work at 11 o'clock at night from Publix Bakery, not the warehouse, the inside, decorating cakes and shit. I would get off work at 11 o'clock at night and drive straight over to Tampa. What are you talking about? I'm not even playing with y'all. And at this time, nobody even knew I was dancing. So I would just pretend like I was staying at my nigga house, or I'd be like, oh, I gotta work late, you know, extra late, clean up, stuff like that. Baby, it'll be times where I would get off of work, baby, drive straight to Tampa, get home at 3 o'clock in the morning, had to be back at Publix 10, 11 o'clock, back at the bakery, got off of work at 3 o'clock, jumped straight on the shipped Uber, Instacart, not Uber, shipped or Instacart. I'm doing a couple of ships, Instacarts. I even got hired at the Instacart in-store, Instacart in-store Publix. So I was working at Publix and Publix. So then, you know, with Instacart, if you do in-store, like where you stationary, you can't work the deliveries around the area, so I couldn't do the freelance anymore. I was working in the actual store. So then I had a committed shift at 8 to 1 o'clock for 3 days a week, girls, with an actual W-2 child. I was doing my big one, and I was recording videos about it and everything. I ended up getting fired from them because I was trying to work too many jobs. I had to stick and move. I had to stick and move, baby. I had to stick and move. I had got my money up, not my funny up. I was not finna, baby, I was not finna go through that no more. That situation stressed me out to the point where you could say the pressure bust the pipe and turn into a diamond, because that's when I turn into the hustle that y'all see now. Or bitch, I be on the move and I be getting my money, and ain't no days off around this bitch. I'm supposed to be out right now doing Amazon Flex. I had to cancel the shift because last night. But baby, no sleep, another job. And I came back the next semester and I had a little bit more coin, and I went back. I tried to go back to Publix, but they had child let me go. And that's when I went to Winn-Dixie. That's how we got all those crazy Winn-Dixie story times. But that's the time I got left by the Greyhound 2 times in 1 day. That's the life I live. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if you're ready for another story time, make sure you comment down below and let me know which one you're ready for. Until next time, Jews and Jems.